Welcome back to Sundust. Short horror stories, where the line between trail dust and something darker blurs. Tonight, we step into one of the Appalachian Trail's most whispered about shadows. The Wapiti Shelter, a place where violence once soaked the ground and some say it never fully dried. Our listener's account reminds us. The woods remember. They wait. Settle in. Dim the lights, because out there the silence has ears. A few years ago, I was solo section hiking through Southwest Virginia, chasing that quiet freedom the trail promises. Days of bird song, stream crossings, the steady rhythm of boots on packed earth. But as I neared the Wapiti Shelter, tucked off the main path near Dismal Creek in Giles County, elevation about 600 feet, the air changed. Thicker, heavier, like the forest was holding its breath. I'd read the stories in May 1981. Two hikers, Robert Malford Jr. and Laura Susan Ramsey, both 27 social workers from Maine, were brutally murdered there by a man named Randall Lee Smith. They'd shared a meal with him at the shelter. He shot Malford in the head with a .22, bludgeoned and stabbed Ramsey over a dozen times. Their bodies were stuffed into sleeping bags and buried shallowly nearby. Smith served time, got out, and in 2008 returned to nearly the same spot, shooting two fishermen who survived by sheer luck. Hikers still talk about cold spots, disembodied screams, the unshakable feeling of eyes on your back. Many skip it entirely. I told myself it was just history. The shelter itself, a basic three-sided log leaned to built around 1980, still stands, graffiti-scratched walls bearing decades of names and dates. I arrived late afternoon, legs burning from the climb. The place was deserted, no other packs, no boots drying on the edge. Relief washed over me. I pitched my tent a short distance away instead of claiming the shelter floor. Better view, better escape if needed. Dusk settled fast in those misty ridges. The forest went unnaturally still. No whippoorwills, no rustling squirrels, just the low hum of insects dying out. I boiled water, ate rehydrated chili in silence, then zipped into my tent by 9 p.m., headlamp off, willing sleep to come quick. Midnight. A sound yanked me awake, a low guttural moan drifting from the shelter's direction. Human. Painful. Female, almost pleading. My pulse slammed in my ears. I lay rigid, telling myself fox and heat, or wind playing tricks through hollow logs, but it came again, closer, clearer. Soft words I couldn't quite catch, like a name whispered over and over. Then footsteps, heavy. Boots dragging through dry leaves, circling the shelter in slow, measured loops. Clockwise, then counterclockwise. I eased the tent fly open an inch, moonlight sliced through the canopy in pale shafts, nothing moved. But the steps kept coming toward my tent. Now they stopped dead outside, inches from the nylon. The air plunged cold, unnatural, bone-deep chill that raised every hair on my arms. My breath fogged inside the tent. I could feel the weight of a stair boring through the fabric. No breathing, no shifting weight, just presence. Malevolent. I forced a whisper, "Who's there?" Nothing. The silence stretched taut as a bowstring. And the footsteps retreated, slow retreating toward the shelter. The moaning returned, rising in pitch, raw and desperate. It built into a piercing scream that shredded the night sharp, cut off mid-breath like a hand clamped over a mouth. Dead silence followed. I didn't move until gray dawn light filtered through the trees. Muscles locked, I packed in frantic silence, refusing to look toward the shelter. As I passed it on the way out, the structure looked innocent. Worn logs, faded graffiti, a trail register dangling from a nail. But the air hung thick, weighted like grief pressed into the wood itself. I swear the shadows under the roof were darker than they should have been. I finished my section hike, but I've never returned to Wapiti. Some places absorb pain so completely they become part of the ground, and on quiet nights when the wind dies and the owls fall silent, that pain finds a voice again. That's a listener's night at Wapiti Shelter, where true crime lingers like fog, and the paranormal might just be memory refusing to rest. If this raised the hairs on your neck, hit like, drop your own trail nightmare in the comments and leave a review to help these shadows reach more ears. Got your own encounter, woods, trail, or anywhere the dark feels alive? Submit via the website or DM, it could be next. This is Sundust Short Horror Stories. Watch the path ahead and never camp alone after dark. Shelter.